Hello and welcome to another Tower of God video, and today we'll be talking about the top 10 units of 2024. This is from the very beginning of the game, not just the units that came out this year, because this game likes to do revamps of characters and change them every once in a while, so I think it's unfair to just not include those. So I'm including everything, and sometimes characters like to get a better resurgence based on like what units came out. Sometimes they mesh really well and they get like a buff off of that. So I'm including everything, and this is not just like which character does the most damage, but how useful they are on the team, how free to play friendly they are, how usable they are, and how much impact they have on everything. So without further ado, let's start. And this is this is my account, by the way. Sorry, I like to flex it every single time. I'm sorry. But we'll start with the honorable mentions. And the first honorable mention that I will do is actually a pack of 3, and I'm talking about Jinsung, I'm talking about Evankel, and I'm talking about Bomb, because those are like the other 3 main DPS units, excluding the collab unit that just came out. But most people would have at least some copy of these characters, but they all do their jobs really well. You know, you might say, okay, Evankel might be a little bit better because of Princess Anaak and how much buff she gets off of that. You know, some people will say, oh, it's Violet because Mono Red Team, he's crazy. Also, he got the buff from the Revolution. Thing that they did a few months ago. Or you can say, oh, it's Jinsung because he can one-shot people with his assassin skills. But like, they're all relative in power. If you ask me personally, I think Evankel is a little bit better. But either way, they're just all really strong. Red Team was put in a really good spot, especially with SSR Plus's units. If I would tell you, okay, what after you're done with like your purple team, for example, like what SSR Plus units you should go for, and you already have like a really good DPS carry like White or Kaiser, I would say Red Team, because they're just such an easy team to make because of how much options you have for that team. They're just all really good, and then they're just very good units. And then we have good old reliable Data Mashni is my other honorable mention because they're just so reliable. Tank, hard to kill, high dupe, low dupes, doesn't matter. This unit is crazy, busted, it doesn't die. And if you have more dupes, does more damage. They can also like I'm not sure if it's like a stun or something, but they also like debuff the enemy, and it's not a stun. I think it's something else. I think it's like a whatever. It does something. It does something to the enemy. It makes it harder for them to kill you. It's a really good unit, and it's gonna stay relevant for a very long time because it's just a very hard kit to beat against. Right? It just does what it does so well. Great unit. And we also got next on the last one, we got Gustang, wherever he's at. Where is he? Am I blind? I think I'm blind. Anyways, Gustang's here. Gustang is really good. He used to be so bad or mediocre, but now he's just a jack of all trades, right? He does everything okay. And that's good, especially when you need a 5th slot. Gustang just works really well. He's got his turrets, who has 100% of his stats, and also distracts the enemy, kind of like a pseudo tank. Not exactly like a tank, but it does a good job enough. He supports, so he heals, he buffs. He also does a decent amount of damage because of his summons and turrets. Not crazy damage, but enough. He's a really good unit. And also because of his revolution, he does a buff of 100%. If twice with an L set, easy 100% buff. Character is really good. And then we also got, I almost forgot to mention him, but Evan is really good. I don't have him maxed out, but he's always been really reliable, right? He can come up, it makes you invincible. When you first start the game and they ask you to get an SSR to carry, when I first the people are like, yo, get Evan. He's such a good support, and he is, right? You have that invincibility up, you're probably going to win the round, unless if you have a really bad team or the deficit is really high, but Evan is just a really good unit. He just restores energy, conceals you, great unit. And then for my top 10, I got Bomb is one of my top 10 units, because Bomb is an SSR unit and he does so much. He's not as like, doesn't do the invincibility that Evan has, but most people have him maxed out. His value is insane. There's not a single time when you don't want to have him on your team if you can't have him on your team. He increases defense, he gives energy, he stops the unit from moving. He does so much. His ult does okay damage, but he also stuns the enemy. He's just good. Like, why would you not have Bomb on your team? Like, he's just amazing, right? Most people have him maxed out, so he's good. You can put him. Yeah, she's just a great unit, overall unit, right? So I bomb, and he will stay relevant for a very long time because of his kit, right? And then we have 9 in is Karaka. Karaka is really good. I don't have him maxed out, obviously, but even at this dupe, I just feel his impact so much. He tanks so hard. He's hard to kill. He's so good. He's such a good tank. Like, he won't die at all. He'll come up there, and which is good because he also provokes too, meaning the enemies won't attack you, they'll attack him. And I'm pretty sure that's what made people think the tank is just so busted, was the provoke. And Karaka is the definition of a provoke tank. Comes up, provokes, enemies will attack you, your team can do damage and do whatever it needs, support, whatever, and you'll just win the run off of that. And also, if you get him off his revolution, if he like gets fatal damage, he comes back even stronger with his resistance buff he gets off his revolution. So he's just disgusting. The next one is the second SSR on this list, and it is Yura. Like I said, it's not about how strong they are, it's about how the overall package, right, and how useful they are to the team and how good they are in general, right? We have Yura. Yura is the definition of carrying an element by its back. Okay, if you're a free-to-play player or you don't have a purple team built up, this Yura is insane. This is what, like, purple team was not viable. It cannot work without this unit. That's how important this unit is. It increases attack. It saves the DPS who's about to die or unit's about to die. It can also save itself too. Okay, it increases attack, increases energy. Like, how much more do you want this unit to do? Like, how much do you want this unit to do? It does increase defense too. Am I tripping? No, but it increases attack speed regardless though. This unit is insane. Like, how much more, like, okay. You don't understand. Like, people will say, okay, what do you want for purple? You'll say, okay, you can get a VV, or you can get a white, you know, you can have Queen. Queen is also really good too. I would put him as an honorable mention as well too, but, you know. But this unit just completes the team. And the only reason why it's not higher is because it is a purple team. It's a purple unit. And it's very limited to purple team because of their passive. Okay? But apart from that, this unit is just so good. The unit is just so good. Okay? Like, if you don't have Yura and you need a purple team, like, purple team does not work without Yura. Like, at all. Like, and the only reason why it is the best SSR team, in my opinion, is because of Yura. You know, insane. Anyways, the next units, you're gonna see a common theme with the top 10. The next unit is Garam. Now, Garam is really good because Garam increases resistance, they stun, they give energy, and also they kind of hide an enemy, like Rack does, where they just take an enemy and they can't use it at all. And they're just basically an energy machine. They stun everybody. They're just so good. They're actually just so good, and they work in all teams you put yourself in. So you can put Garam in a red team, a purple team, a whatever team, because no matter what team you put Garam in, she's useful in all of them. She does a decent amount of damage for a support. Like, actually, compared to all the other supports on this list, well, apart from one, they do the most damage. Like, I have her as a DPS support, and she has not let me down at all. Like, when she came out, it was one of those units where it's like, whoa, this power creep, like, this unit is really strong, right? Telepos behind, stuns them, hides an enemy. He also becomes immune to status effects and also recovers energy. Like, it's crazy, right? And also it's insane. It's insane. It's just insane. This character is crazy. The only reason why they're not higher on the list is because they die quickly, and also it's just not a must-have on the team. Like, they're not a must-have on the team. I think everything above Garam, like, are like highly, like, you need to get this unit on your character. You need this unit. Like, you can't avoid not having this unit. This unit is really, really strong. Okay, and the first on that list is Kaiser. I know people want her to be higher on the list, but Kaiser is just so strong. Okay, Kaiser is a DPS unit. It was the first DPS unit where everybody's all like, yeah, no, you need to max this unit out. Like, this unit is just so strong. the first instance of power creep. They they basically debuff an enemy, and they just it just increases crit damage. They bleed. They decreases basic attack resistance. Like, it's crazy. They have a little bit of survivability. They're a bit squishy, but like they do have like some sort of like defense mechanism, kinda like by shoving them back, I guess, you know, and knocking them, I guess. Increases basic attack, swiftness is really good. Like it was to the point when she came out, she'll just like shred everything. She'll come out and she'll just shred every single unit. She was like the DPS carry. She's great at bossing too. So, and she's great at bossing. So, and the thing is, people don't really have a good bossing team, but this character is really good for bossing. And you would, in almost every single bossing situation, like trials or not even trials, like, you know, mock battles or things like that, Kaiser would always be in it because Kaiser just does so much damage, right? So, yeah, there you go. It's really good. Kaiser top 6. And the next one is the newer DPS unit, White. White is so good. White needs help with support to not die straight away, but realistically, every single DPS unit needs support anyway. So I don't know why people are putting it against him, because you wouldn't have a team with a few tanks and then like no support, and then like or just a team of just DPSs. You need support on your team for your team to work, especially at high deficit. So whatever. Anyways, White is really, really strong. He has invincibility on his special move. He has invincibility in, I think, this move, right? Or like, yeah, invincibility on this move. And I think one of them has invincibility on one of the other moves. But White, okay, if White doesn't die within the first second of the game, or before he uses that ult, White just trashes the team. Like, you can have literally White and like an Albelda or a Princess Anaak, and then White will just come up and just clear the team by themselves, and everybody else will die but those two, and then White will just clear the team. Like, White was so good. White came up, and like people who were like stuck on the stage were able to go like 2 or 3 floors based on his release. He's so strong. He's so strong that they had like a pseudo nerf on him, but he's so good. Like, he's actually so good. Like, to the point when like people were like, yo, like people were saving up for him, and it was definitely not a regret. Like, he's so strong. You put him on any team as well too, and the reason why he's like higher than Kaiser is because he just does more. He just does more damage than Kaiser, and also I think while he's higher than like other DPS units like Violet or Jinsung or Evankel, is because I'm pretty sure people saved for this guy, so a lot of people have him high dupes compared to these characters. But with Violet and Jinsung, well, I hope you all do. Either way, White is just disgusting, like actually disgusting. Like if you're talking about a DPS unit that you want to have on your team that you need to save up for, White or Kaiser, easy. I also think White is better than Kaiser personally, but either way, just a great unit. Please, this is the DPS unit to get to summon for the SSR plus units. He's just so strong. Now this is where we get to the themes of this top 10 list, right? The next character we have is, where is she? We got Summer Yihwa. Summer Yihwa is really, really strong. When I tell you, she just changed the meta like she made Green Team viable. Green Team before was just not useful. And the reason why I have her high up is because she was the first anniversary unit, so a lot of people have been saving for the first anniversary unit, I hope. But like, she is, even if you didn't save up for her, she is such a good unit. Invincible, she heals herself, okay, and she heals enemy team, like your allies, like crazy. She makes them invincible, pretty much like Uric, and it's AoE, and it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting, right? She also has survivability, because if she's about to die, she can like do a little rest thing, right? Gain status immunity, increases attack by 100%, which is basically Gust Danks, but for free, and your eyes are invincible. Okay, and yeah, she's just disgusting. Like, this kind of unit comes in and makes every single squishy character on your team usable, and they heal, and it's an attack buff. The only thing that she's missing is energy increase, but you can just have another support for that, and it's okay to have another support with that, because she makes the whole team invincible, so that support won't die as easily. Like, she comes up, she's really good with Ran, and like the whole like not purple team, the whole green team with like Ram, Yihwa and like Summer and Dorsey was such a crazy combo when this unit came out, and it's still viable to this day. Like this is such a good unit. This unit works not just on purple team but almost every other team, because every team could use invincibility the entire time and a constant heal, especially if you have a tank or you have a squishy unit. She covers those weaknesses so easily, and she buffs attack 100%. It's insane. Like this character is insane, absolutely broken. Now we have the top 3 units of the year. So on third place, this will surprise you guys actually. Third place, we have Albelda. The most slept on unit, if you don't have her, I've ever seen in my entire life. Albelda is actually broken. She can't get used. She can't be attacked when the round starts, right? And then also she increases 100% free automatically when the round starts. Okay, she restores energy. Okay, she blocks attacks 5 times. Okay, anyways, the attack doesn't really matter, but she debuffs the enemy as well too. Also, invincibility during the ultimate move is also kind of crazy and decreases target cooldowns by 20, meaning that the character that she's with not only gets increased energy, attack buff, enemy debuff, they can also spam their active skills over and over and over and over again, bro. She is so disgusting. Even as a free-to-play player, you have her on low dupes, she's still useful. Like, she isn't ult reliant, and obviously her ult is crazy, and like, you know, and also grants invincibility too. Anyways, for that unit, like, her ult is crazy, but she's not reliant on her ult. No matter if you have 1 dupe, 2 dupes, 3 dupes, she brings value regardless, because she can stop getting hit. She blocks her attacks for a few seconds, she gives energy, she buffs them. Albelda is crazy. Albelda is crazy. And when she's max dupe, she becomes a must-have unit. She's one of those units that you don't really feel the impact of her until you have her on your team. And I'm telling you, every single team that I have, she's in it. Whether it is that I could put it on trials, on the she's in it. In story, she's in it. In PvP, I don't really think she's good for PvP, but I like her. I like it too much. Stuff for her there, anyways. On trials for red element, she's in it. For bossing, she's in it. She's literally in every single team. There's no way I don't have Albelda on the team. She's just too strong. Like, she's actually busted. Like, she's actually busted. She basically does what Garam does, but like hyper focuses it on one character, apart from the stun, I guess. And she's like strong. Like, her attack buffs are insane. Like, they're just crazy. Like, insane. Like, she brings, and normally in this game you have a carry on the team, right? So like, let's say Garam is good, but her buffs it's for everybody, and it's not as strong as Albelda. Albelda is focused on one character, your DPS unit, but normally that's what you want your character to be focused on, right? You want your character to be focused on the DPS unit so they can just one-shot anybody. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, let's say you have White, and then you have Albelda, you just win the game. You like most games, you did them correctly, you just win the game, because White will just clear everything, and then you'll just spam attacks with Albelda non-stop. Like, it's insane. Albelda makes any unit that wasn't relevant. Albelda with a DPS unit, whether it is new or old, makes them 10 times better. Makes an unviable DPS unit viable. Anyways, I'm done praising Albelda. Albelda is one of the best units ever. Highly recommend. Please get her if you can. And I think Albelda, out of almost every unit here, has probably the top 3 has like the longest longevity in this game, but Albelda will stay for so long because of like how tight her kit is. Now the second best unit, not a surprise to many people, but Anaak. Princess Anaak is just so good. Technically, Albelda is the stronger unit, but Anaak is free to play. Well, free to play enough, right? It's an SSR unit, and Anaak just makes your DPS unit or whatever just unkillable, which is also really, really good too, right? Look at this. And she also makes herself invincible too, and recovers energy, increases attack, it makes them hard for them to kill, gives them a barrier, increases attack speed. Like, it's to the point where like, and you need Anaak. Like, when you play this game, Anaak is like the second unit you see. First you get your DPS unit, and then you get Anaak on the team, because Anaak is just so strong. Anaak makes squishy unit like Evan Cal wouldn't even be an honorable mention if it wasn't for Anaak. Like Evan Cal was squishy, but Anaak just makes him better. It makes any unit that's about to die better. Like you cannot have a team. You cannot have especially when you're free to play or you don't have all units maxed out or you need a unit, and that makes that unit like almost basically a rainbow or like close to a rainbow, and that just makes them so strong. And they're so high up on the list because they're an SSR unit, which means that with enough time, anybody can get them. You can get them off your summons. You can get them, Anaak is just so good. Like I cannot praise this character enough. In AP, recovers HP, increased defense, increased swiftness or attack speed, whatever, energy, physical and magical resistance. Like it's just crazy, and it's not even just for Anaak. It's also for your DPS unit, and most DPS units are squishy. Most DPS units you need support. This Anaak does a support and a tank at the same time. Just wow! And if you have like the combo of like an Anaak and Albelda combo with a DPS unit, it's overkill. It's most of the time it's actually overkill. Especially when you're doing like story mode or you're doing a trial, like a red trial, you have like Anaak, you have Albelda, and then you have like Evan Cal. Who cares what the other two units are? You know, this game is so reliant on DPS on support units. You can have a 5 DPS unit support team and it can carry your game because of how strong supports are in this game. You'll notice a lot of supports are in this game. I'm sorry, but supports are so much more better than DPSs because DPS can always get power creep. Support will always be there for a long time, you know. And then we have well, spoiler alert. It's not really a spoiler. Everybody knew who it was going to be, but it's number 1 is Traumerei. I don't have him maxed out. I know. Shut up, leave me alone. I'm really sad. I really want him maxed out. I'm gonna max him out whenever it comes out. Whatever. Either way, I don't even have him in max dude. But whenever I use my friends who have him in max dude, he's just so busted. Like even without him being maxed out, he is busted. Okay, first of all, his pocket is insane. Look at this. Look at this. 200. You get 700 energy off rip if you rainbow him. Okay. Also, he gets buff. That buff increased like crazy on the purple, unlike other pockets. Okay. Also, he stops. He decreases enemy 30 for 3 seconds. Okay. He reduces. He takes 30% of Traumerei's damage, which is crazy. He's untargetable if you have him on Revolution. He stops shields. He stops concealments. He stops attack buffs. He increases attack. Okay. he decreases swiftness. Okay, and magic resistance, which means it's easier for you to kill them and it slows them down. Okay. And then when it comes to his revolution, he's got like 50 of them hoes. Okay, he increases physical. I already said he increases resistances. He increases defense. Like he increases magical pierce. So if you have him with like a magic attack unit, which is a lot of units nowadays, so like Ran. I didn't talk about Yuri, but Yuri also works well with Gustang because he buffs summon units. So he works well with other anime characters as well too, which means that characters like Ram is really good. Gustang is really good with them too, because he gets an attack buff based on how many summons die on the field. He also kind of works with the other anime characters, so like Lilia and like Shilia, and I think is she an anime character? Is she an anime? I forget. Anyways, yeah, she is an anime. I'm not sure if she has a summon. Yeah, it does. Like it's just insanity. Like okay, you can put Traumerei by himself on PvP, and if you have enough levels, he'll just trash everybody easy. Like Traumerei is just invaluable. Even if you have him in one dupe, he does so much on his kit that you will find instant value, even more than Albelda too, because he stops just the fact that he can stop shields alone makes him an Uric counter, makes him a Rat counter, makes him an Evan counter, it makes him a Uric counter, it makes him a what's that bastard's name? Ram counter, because sometimes you have like the Ron and the Rat counter on PvP. They're just that alone just makes him instantly valuable. Okay, with all the stuff that he does on top of that, it's just insanity. Like this character is like, you talk about power creep, this is like power creep insanity. Like this unit also does the most damage apart from like the exceptions of like White maybe, or like maybe on a good game Yuri, because Yuri has a really weird mechanic. Apart from like those two units, But on almost every other regular team, Traumerei is just insane. Like, it's just insane. Will hyper carry your team. And see, normally I would use usability if people have him rainbowed, but people were saving for this man for months. So a lot of people have him rainbowed. I just got unlucky. And this was when I was free to play too. I was saving up too a lot. I just wasn't lucky with this character. Anyways, I was lucky with my summons, doesn't matter. But a lot of people have saved for this character. And even if you don't have him maxed out, he still holds value to you at low dupes. It's insane. This character, like, it's to the point where, like, you know, it's when he came out, like, why would you summon any other character? Like, you don't need to summon for months because this character comes up and does everything for you. Like, this character is insane. Like, it's insane. You know, so whenever the next family head drops, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be saving for that character. But yeah, no, Traumerei is disgusting. But yeah, that's my list. This is all opinion based, by the way, so if you want to fight in the comments on what's better and what's not better and usability and everything in between, I get it, but you know, that's my list personally. I hope you guys have a good day. If just fight in the comments, join the Discord if you want to talk about Tyler about content. I'm trying to build a community, okay? But yep, that's my list. Like I said, it's not about what unit is the strongest, but just overall how good they are and how useful they are. So, but yeah, I will see y'all next time.